It often begins in a quiet moment. Not in a classroom, not with a textbook open in front of you, but somewhere much more ordinary. You sit down, maybe with a cup of tea, and you try to write something simple in English. A few lines about your day, a short message, maybe even just a sentence. And suddenly, everything feels slow. Your thoughts are clear in your mind, but when you try to put them into English, they become heavy, uncertain, and sometimes frustrating. This moment is not a sign that you are bad at writing. It is a sign that your brain is still learning how to move in a new way. Writing in a second language is not only about knowing words or grammar rules. It is about building a new pathway in your mind. Imagine walking through a field where there is no path yet. The first time, it is difficult. You push through the grass, you are not sure where to step, and everything takes effort. But if you walk the same way every day, slowly a path appears. The ground becomes clear. Your steps become easier. After some time, you do not even think about where to go. You just walk. This is exactly how your brain learns writing. Many learners make the same quiet mistake. They wait until they feel ready. They tell themselves that they need more vocabulary, more grammar, more confidence. They believe that one day, after enough study, writing will suddenly become easy. But the truth is the opposite. Writing is not the result of learning. Writing is the process that creates learning. Your brain does not become ready first and then start writing well. Your brain becomes ready because you write again and again, even when it feels uncomfortable. At the beginning, your mind works in two languages at the same time. You think of an idea, often in your first language, and then you try to move it into English. This takes time. It uses a lot of mental energy. That is why you feel tired after writing even a short paragraph. It is not because you are weak. It is because your brain is doing complex work. But something interesting happens when you continue. If you stay with this process, if you allow yourself to write regularly without stopping too much to judge every sentence, your brain begins to change its strategy. Slowly, it stops translating every thought. It begins to build thoughts directly in English. This does not happen in one day. It happens in small, almost invisible steps. One day, you write a sentence and realize that you did not translate it. It just came. Maybe it was not perfect, but it was natural. That moment is important. It means your brain is starting to trust itself in the new language. To reach that point, you need a different kind of practice. Not perfect practice, but honest practice. You need to give your brain space to try, to fail, and to adjust. When you sit down to write, do not try to control every word. Let your ideas move first. Let the sentences come, even if they are simple, even if they are not fully correct. Because fluency grows from movement, not from stopping. Think of writing like speaking to yourself on paper. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are not trying to create something perfect. You are simply giving your thoughts a place to exist in English. When you remove pressure, your brain works more freely. And when your brain is free, it learns faster. There is also something deeply important about repetition, but not the kind of repetition that feels boring or mechanical. Useful repetition is alive. It changes slightly each time. When you write about your day today, and then again tomorrow, and then again next week, you are not repeating the same thing. You are building strength. Your brain is recognizing patterns. It is learning how sentences flow, how ideas connect, how meaning is carried from one line to the next. Over time, these patterns become familiar. You no longer need to search for every structure. Some phrases begin to appear naturally. Not because you memorized them, but because your brain has seen them, used them, and accepted them as part of its system. Another quiet change happens in the way you notice language. When you read something in English, you start to pay attention in a different way. You do not only see the meaning. You begin to feel the rhythm of the sentence. You notice how one idea leads to another. You start to recognize expressions that seem useful, almost like tools you might want to use later. This is how writing improves without force. You read, you notice, you write, and your brain connects everything together. It is also important to understand that your brain does not like confusion. If you try to do too many things at once while writing, it becomes overloaded. If you think about grammar, vocabulary, spelling, and ideas all at the same time, your mind becomes slow and tired. That is why it is better to separate your attention. First, allow your thoughts to come out freely. Do not stop too often. Do not worry too much about mistakes. Then, later, return to what you wrote with a different mindset. Now, you are not creating. You are improving. You can look at your sentences more calmly. You can adjust them, correct them, and make them clearer. This simple separation changes everything. It respects how the brain works. It allows creativity and accuracy to grow without fighting each other. There is also a deeper emotional side to writing that many learners do not talk about. Writing in another language can feel personal. Sometimes you feel that your thoughts are more simple than they really are. Sometimes you feel that you cannot express your true personality. This can be frustrating. But this feeling is temporary. It is not a limit. It is a stage. As your brain becomes more comfortable in English, your voice begins to appear again. Not exactly the same as in your first language, but something new and equally real. You begin to express opinions, emotions, and ideas with more confidence. You start to feel that English is not only a tool, but also a space where you can exist. This is a powerful moment, and it only comes through patience. Consistency is more important than intensity. A short time every day is enough, as long as it is real and focused. Your brain learns better from regular signals than from rare, long sessions. Even 15 or 20 minutes of writing can create strong progress if you do it daily. What matters is not how much you write, but how often you return to the process. There will be days when writing feels easy, and days when it feels heavy again. This is normal. Learning is not a straight line. Your brain is always adjusting, building, and reorganizing itself. Sometimes it feels slow because it is doing deeper work. Trust this process. Instead of asking yourself if your writing is good, ask a different question. Ask if you are training your brain. Ask if you are showing up regularly. Ask if you are allowing yourself to think, to try, and to grow. Because in the end, strong writing is not created by talent. It is created by a trained mind. And training the mind is a quiet, steady act. It does not look impressive from the outside. It looks like simple sentences written again and again. It looks like small improvements that only you can notice. But inside your brain, something much bigger is happening. Connections are forming. Speed is increasing. Confidence is growing. One day, without a clear moment of change, you will sit down to write just like before. But this time, something will feel different. Your thoughts will move more smoothly. Your sentences will come more naturally. You will not need to stop as often. You will feel a kind of flow that was not there before. And you will realize that your brain has learned a new way to think. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough to feel free. And from that point, writing is no longer a struggle. It becomes a space where you can explore, express, and create in a language that once felt distant, but now feels closer, more familiar, and truly yours.